And we will be I think I'm going to get my phone ready. That way we can see both of them at the same time. Let's see.
I haven't used Skype enough to know if there's something I can do on this end or not.
No, honestly, I don't think. But we're live on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And we're actually on the start screen. And we're actually live on YouTube.
Okay. Should I be watching it on my phone somewhere too, just in case?
Yeah, you watch your phone, but what we're going to do is since you can hear me, I can hear you, and everybody else probably be able to hear us, hopefully.
To your personal Facebook page or to Paranormal Highways?
I shared it to my personal one too.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly what it is, but I hope everything comes through the way it's supposed to. But how do you like that first starting page there? That beautiful picture. Today is actually the first day it's all going to be first for me putting it up and using this and doing all that. We are live.
I see. Let's see.
Do you see the comments coming up? We have comments that should be coming up. Get them started. Alright, let me go to the host scene and I'll get it started. What's up, Paranormal Freaks? We're getting everything rocking and rolling. We'll get you some online stuff going on. My guest is I'm getting all kinds of do-gadgets over here. This is a first, but some permission need to be expected to grant it. What happened? There we go. Thank you. We'll get all kinds of things going on here, Miss Beverly. Hey, Lisa, how are you? I see everything going on. Everybody let me know. Can they see Beverly on there? I'm having a whale of a time. If it isn't one technical difficulty one week, it's another technical difficulty the other week. So I'm working it. We are absolutely. Hello, Eric. That's Eric. We are running live on Facebook and we are running live on YouTube as you speak. I want to introduce my guest. You all let me know if you can see my guest. Did I lose Beverly? Hi, Melissa. Hey, son. Hi, Brenda. Did I lose Miss Beverly? For some reason, I lost Miss Beverly. Alright, I lost Miss Beverly for a second. We're going to try to get her back here. Hey, Deanna. Hello, everybody. This thing moves a lot faster than normal. I am not used to all this, so bear with me. I'll have to catch up, but we are having Miss Bevrely McChesney on here tonight. Hopefully, everybody can hear her. And when I get her back on here, we will be rocking and rolling with her. We may have to... There we go. What's up, my Chris? My brother Chris. We have lost her. But Miss Beverly, she will be back here in a soon. Yes, if we can get her on here and it's good, it'll be great. But she's going to do a one-question reading tonight, guys. One question, and she's going to give you a reading after we find out a little bit about her. Bear with me. There she is. We have contact.
I can't see anything, but I'm here.
Now you can't see anything?
No.
Did that call you back?
It just keeps ringing. I don't know.
Oh. I was wondering what was going on. Well,
That's
I've got her over here. Ha ha ha. All right, I'm trying to get her in here where we can get you guys to see her and talk to her.
Why does this keep happening? Every time I try to watch you on my phone, you're calling me.
Are you serious? Oh. Then why is it not connecting you on the...
Maybe I need to answer that.
I don't know. Can you all hear Miss Beverly? Hi, Stacy. Hey, Kevin. You do hear Miss Beverly?
Can you hear me?
Huh. Everything goes silent when I ask. Oh, Eric said he can hear you. All right, so we do. We do hear you, but for some reason, we can't see her. All right,
and
guys.
I can't see you.
She can see. You can see me?
I cannot see you.
Look, we're flying in the blind here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. No music, no anything. We're flying in the blind. You can hear us. I guess you can see me. I'm not for sure, but it doesn't matter. I didn't want my mug to be on here. I want the beautiful Miss Bevrely McChesney on here.
See your logo.
Well, I need to change that logo and put my tongue hanging out the one picture where I'm going doing that. But what we're going to do is we're going to get to know Miss Beverly and ask her a few questions, and then she's going to take some one-question readings. All right, guys, one question. She'll give a reading. I'll stay silent. Let her do her work. All right? Welcome, Miss Beverly.
Thanks for having me.
I do actually get to see you, though. I have you on the other part of it. I get to cheat a little bit. But besides cheating, your gift is a little different from what I'm used to, because I've heard of psychics and mediums and stuff like that. And is it clairvoyant or clairorient? How you say that?
Well, I'm clairaudient, which means I can hear people talking to me. Yes, I hear voices. But sometimes you just hear them in your head, not in your actual ears. I'm also psychic, and what am I? I'm most of the clairs.
You're most of the clairs.
Yeah, most of the clairs.
How many clairs are there?
Claircognizant. There's claircognizance, which is what I primarily am, and that one is almost impossible to explain. It's knowing without knowing how you know.
Really?
It's just like the idea comes into your head and you know it's right. And that's claircognizance. Clear knowing is what that means. And then there's clairaudient, which is clear hearing.
Right.
There's clairvoyant. There's so many. You know, some people can smell things, and I can't remember what that one is called. But there's so many different ways to receive information. And everybody has some of those ways. They just don't always know it.
What those ways are?
Right. Or what's going on. They may think they have a thought, and then it's like, well, how did I know that? Well, that's one of their abilities shining through, but they just don't know how to control it. Or for myself, as I started realizing I knew things, it was very hard to determine my thoughts or from what the information was that I was getting. So I had to work at discernment.
Okay.
So that's a big part of it, is discerning what are your own thoughts or what are your own knowings from the information that someone else is giving you. And in my case, I speak to angels, guides, guardians, masters, dead people, whatever's out there, I tend to speak to them.
Holy cow! You've got a long resume, Miss Beverly. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I'm old. What can I say?
Well, you know, the first advertisement I done, as I put it on video, and I listed a bunch of things that was on, and as I was looking through yours, and I'm sitting there going, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, oh wow, I'm sitting there doing that, and it's like, how do I put all this on here at one time?
There's just too much, and a lot of it doesn't mean anything. You know, it's just things that you experience or learn or decide to do along the path. But you got to list them. They're too fun not to.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So, what I really, okay, I won't get into it as of right now. We'll go into it later, but like your fairies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's one of the things that I love listening. And there was another thing that I love listening to you all, not to you all, but to you, that I really enjoyed is, it was you that talked about the different levels of death.
Yes. Absolutely. That's what they told me, that when we pass, we actually go over on different levels, for lack of a better word, different vibrational levels.
Okay.
From what they've told me, the people, the entities that I speak to, there's no such thing as hell.
Really?
Which is probably a thing that the whole world doesn't need to believe, because imagine how crazy the world would be if people didn't think there was something that was going to happen to them if they were bad people. So basically we all go over to the same place, but we go over at different levels. And level 1, I'm sure, is not, your favorite place to start.
Oh, really?
The first level. It depends. I mean, you'll advance and you'll grow over time. You'll move forward and upward as you review the life you've lived, review your actions, and then you'll progress to another level. And then some people, when they pass, will go over on a very high level. And it just depends, what your purpose was when you came in and how you managed to get it done and what kind of person you were while you were doing it. I don't know. It's to say there's no hell is a pretty big statement, but that's what they tell me.
Well, I mean, you go by for what they say.
Absolutely, because I know, it's been proven to me time and again that what I hear or what I understand generally happens. I mean, every once in a while there's something that doesn't make any sense at all to me, and I just have to wait until it does. But basically, here's another little tidbit about when we die. Everybody thinks that we see a film of our life, sort of, that our thoughts are sort of like a film. That's not true at all. What they tell me is that you must experience every emotion that you made another human being feel, negative or positive.
Really?
Now, if you had to feel how you made every other human being feel, including the negative ones, that's sort of a type of hell. And they're talking about every single person you come in contact with. You have to feel every emotion that you created, that you made someone feel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So think about that.
Holy cow. Did they ever tell you how long this may last?
Oh, it can, I'm sure. Well, time is different there.
Right.
Time is a man-made thing. And lately, I think they're messing with time lately because the weeks are going by really, really fast during this experience we're all sharing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Time just seems to be, I wake up and I really have to think, what day is it? But yeah, it's interesting what they tell me about when we pass. And some of this has come from the guides that I talk to. Some of it's come from just knowing the understanding they give me. Some of it is from talking to people who have passed and they share their experiences. So it's very interesting.
So did they actually tell you how many levels there are?
I can talk to people up to like 7 or 8 maybe. Maybe every once in a while I get a little bit higher. And I keep thinking 15, but that sounds silly because it's limitless. The life is limitless, the universe is limitless. So there's just no telling. In my little feeble human mind, I understand 15, but that's not really what that means. That's just an understanding for a human mind.
Okay. So that might be, of course, I guess, like you said, time is different there.
Mm-hmm.
That 15 may be, times whatever.
For instance, people ask me, what is my angel's name? And they don't have names. They have tones. So everything is vibration. Sound is vibration. So a lot of what happens on the other side is tonal or vibratory. It's not necessarily in the ways that we as humans think of things.
Holy
cow. If that makes any sense at all.
No, because it's very interesting because you know how we get, I'm a paranormal investigator myself. I go out and I try to, I'll ask the questions. Sometimes we get answers. And, that kind of makes the EVPs that we get more logical as a tone. It's a tone.
Exactly.
If you think about it and listen to it, it's a tone that you hear. It's not really.
For instance, sometimes you'll get an EVP and you think it's your great grandma and it sounds like some old gruff biker dude. And it's so hard for them to get their voices through. And it's going through space and time. And it's coming from a place where there are no bodies or voices once you're on the other side. Now, the ones you're talking to primarily haven't crossed over, they're hanging out. But the voices you get a lot of times have come through so much energy and so much vibration and so much time and space that they're not necessarily going to sound like great grandma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's go ahead, Miss Beverly.
Oh, it's fascinating. I do some, I don't really do some ghost hunting, but I've done a couple and had some really amazing experiences with the voices that come through. To me, that's the coolest part, is when you get a really good EVP.
That's my favorite. Well, see, the thing of it is, if you're sitting there and you're getting instant responses, and that's why I tell a lot of people when they investigate, do burst sessions. Because if you're sitting there and you do not stop your recorder for the next 2 hours and then you go back and listen and then you ask somebody if they need help, and they tell you, yeah, 2 hours ago, how are you going to help them?
They're probably not around anymore at that point.
Exactly.
They may be because, again, there's no space or time. So
true.
It boggles the mind, doesn't it?
It does, because you really can't pinpoint or put a finger on, I guess, the paranormal and how it works. I mean, you've got a pretty good idea.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. Just before we all took this virus seriously, Jim and Mark and Shelley James and I went to an old mansion in Ohio and did a little ghost hunting. And we kept getting the word disaster.
Really?
And we're like, what kind of disaster? What's going on? I mean, it was adamant. This entity was trying to tell us that something was terrible. And of course, we got home on Monday, and on Tuesday we were locked down. So, they try to warn us. They try to tell us things. We just don't always understand them. But they rarely say things just for no reason.
I think a lot of times we do take things like with a grain of salt when we are investigating.
Yeah, you have to.
I mean, that's the thing. But when you go into a place and they're saying disaster, I mean, the first thing you're thinking of is, yeah, this place looks like a disaster. But actually, like you said,
they were trying to warn us that things were going to happen. And there was some other dialogue in that, too, that I'd have to go back and listen to get it all. We had a lot of communication in this place.
Wow.
But they kept saying, disaster, problem, trying to tell us something was wrong. And we, of course, in our human minds, had no clue what they were talking about. We thought they were talking about the power plant on the river.
Hey, Dave, what's up, guys? Sorry, I've been into when Miss Beverly talks, I get into what she's listening to because it's amazing. I don't know if you can see can you not see the comments that are coming up, Miss Beverly?
I cannot.
Oh my goodness,
I'm trying to look at them on my phone.
Okay.
Because I can't really see anything except a little bitty picture of myself and your logo on our call. Excuse me, I need to take a drink. Yep.
Go ahead, take a drink. And I will keep trying. As far as getting her on here, I'm gonna call her again. Watch.
Oh God, sorry. That's my phone.
She jumped out of her. Hey, baby Dane, what's going on? I've seen your post there, but Miss Beverly was talking. All right, guys, real quick, we're gonna take a few questions with Miss Beverly, and we'll get back to talking to her. Is that me yelling?
No, that's me trying to see the stuff on my phone but my phone keeps trying to call me, which is crazy. So it's something. Yeah, you keep trying to call me on my phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I think we're in some kind of a loop or something. I don't know.
I've got.
Excuse me, I need to speak. Yeah.
I got Laura and Mooney. She said, I have always wondered about response times. About response times to questions asked. How long does it take for a question to be heard? And how long does it take for them to have the energy to get through and respond?
You mean when I talk to people, how long does it take for me to get the information back? It's just like a conversation.
Well, for you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for us, like you said, it consists of that space and time thing.
Exactly, and you can't say how long it'll take to get this or get that. There's no way of knowing that.
Right.
If I'm understanding the question.
All right, I do have a question here real quick after I move everything around.
Okay.
Chad Moore, he's saying hi to you.
Hi, Chad.
Hey, boss.
I'll see you at the Thomas House in October.
You're coming to Thomas House October?
I came last October, too, and it was quite amazing. I had some ridiculous things happen down there.
I'd love to have your all's gift. I really would.
Well, no, you didn't have to have a gift to get all this information. We had a lot of flashlight activity going on, questions and answers. Oh, tons of it. I mean, like an hour's worth. of direct communication using the flashlight.
That's
with
awesome.
lots of EVPs to go with it. Had some dead person sit on my bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't a happy thing.
Oh, it woke you up.
Heard the whistler, which is a legend down there that someone whistles in the night, and clearly they were standing outside my door whistling.
Oh, you got the whistler then.
Got the whistler. Mark and Shelley James were in a room that when they woke up in the morning, their toilet paper was in the bathtub and it was wet. And we went down to breakfast that morning, and someone asked Shelley what room she was in, and she told them, and they said, "Oh, that's the one where they turn the bathtub on all the time." So somebody put their toilet paper in the bathtub and then turn the water on.
That's pretty funny. I like that. I like the ones that lock the door.
Yeah.
When we're down there, we get a lot of that. Oh, my door's locked, and I didn't lock it. Okay. All right, I got one question for you from Lee Shaman Jackson. Can you? I don't know if you can see it or not, but
I cannot. I keep trying to, but every time I try, even turning the volume off on my phone, it's still, it's doing something.
Lee is asking, Miss Jackson is asking, do you have? Oh my goodness. Do you have any guidance for my career?
So her question is, where's her career going?
Pretty much.
Well, right now, what they're telling me is that she needs to tell them what she wants her career to be. She has so many different ideas and so many different, she's full of ideas, and she's full of directions she can go in, but they would like for her very much to hone in to the thing that she wants her career to be. She is going to embark on a new career about February of next year, and it's going to be a good one. But they would love for her to start, and by they, I mean the angels, guides, guardians, all those people I talk to, would love for her to tell them what it is she wants her career to be.
Okay.
They are there to help us manifest and help us create, and our thoughts and our words are manifest, and they do hear them and they do react to them. But so often we just don't tell them what we want. So they would like for her to discern what it is her career is to be, what would make her happy in her career, and they'll help bring it to her. But she is going to embark on an adventure in February, career-wise.
She just posted, "So true, Bevrely McChesney, you got me."
They got her.
They got her.
I just listened.
All right, well, here we go, guys. Beth Daniels, I recently lost a loved one. Any messages for me?
Has it been less than 6 weeks ago?
Less than 6 weeks ago, Beth?
What happens is that sometimes it takes them a while before I can hear them. For instance, Shane, someone came through to me earlier when I was in the shower, and I do believe it was your father, and he was apologizing for something he said to you when you were 17 or 18 that really hurt your relationship, and he apologized.
Oh my God, I got cold chills.
So I did get that in the shower earlier. It depends how long they've been gone, if I can pick up on them or not. Sometimes it takes them a while to get acclimated and settled in. And they don't always just go cross over quickly. Most people will wait around 9, 10, 12 days before they cross on over.
Okay. Whew. Let me catch my breath here. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let's get back to her. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Who is John? I've got a John that wants to talk also.
John?
John or Jonathan who wants to talk. If that's not her person, then we'll figure out whose person that is.
Okay.
You'll see me look down sometimes, which is not good when you're on camera, but I do one right to get some of my information, so sometimes I have to look down and see what they're writing, what I'm writing.
Okay.
So what was her question again? I'm sorry.
All right, hold on, guys. Slow down a little bit. I can't keep up. This thing's flying by. Beth asked, it was November when it happened.
Okay. Do they take responsibility for their passing? That can sometimes mean they take their own life, but often it means they just did something silly that caused their passing, or they didn't do something, like they knew they were really sick, but they wouldn't go deal with it. This person that I've got coming through for her feels like a masculine energy. They don't tell me male or female. They tell me masculine or feminine, because once we're on the other side, we're not male or female. So this feels like a masculine entity that takes responsibility for their own passing, and somebody's still very angry over this passing. That's distressing them. They want the anger to be let go, if that makes any sense for her. I hope that's for her. I've not tried this way before, so hopefully it is Beth's message. If she could confirm if that sounds like who she's looking for.
He said, oh my God. Beth said, oh my God. Then somebody said, oh my God, Beth. Hold on. I'm trying to listen to Beth. Bear with me. This thing is flying, dude. Slow down a little bit, guys. This thing is absolutely flying, and I will not stop. I can't hold it back. Let me find her again.
Sorry, I'm no help with my phone.
That's okay.
Because it's still just, no matter what I do, it just wants to scream at me.
All right. Yeah, she said I recently lost a loved one. Any message for me?
Okay.
That was Beth.
For her.
Yes. And then Stacy Kaiser, Miss Morin, she asked, is her mother around her?
Yeah, her mother's around her a lot, especially because of their little baby. They'll see the baby sit and stare into space and just gaga goo goo and talking to somebody that they don't see there. That is definitely her mother, but it's also an aunt, a great aunt that comes around a lot, or a feminine energy that
was her grandfather and he killed himself.
Holy!
Hold on, stop. Hold on.
All right, I didn't. Hold on, Stacy. She'll get back to. Okay, I couldn't find out what Beth was talking about, but John was Beth's grandfather, and he killed himself.
Okay, that's why he took.
I'm sorry, Beth. I didn't mean to put it that way.
Yeah, that's why he takes responsibility for his passing, but at the same time, he just wants the anger to be let go. He just, it's not good for the person who's really holding it. Now, several people are upset and frustrated and angry. There's a blame game going on. But there's one particular person, and I don't think it's Beth, but I think it's someone close to her that is really angry about this, and he really hopes they can let that go.
Man, I am getting so many cold chills. I love you, Beverly. Now you know why I like sitting and listening to Miss Beverly. I'll sit back all day and just listen, but I don't want to break her concentration with somebody's eyes just like staring at her.
I don't. When I'm working, I couldn't tell you what goes on around me.
Miss Beth said thank you, and I don't know how you do it, especially when we're at the market. That is, oh wow.
I tune everything else out.
All right, I'm making sure that I don't miss. Guys, if I miss and I skip you, please re-put it down. We'll try to get as many as we can get in here, but give Miss Beth a chance to, grab a hold of herself and, concentrate and stuff. So we don't want to bombard her too hard. All right.
Well, to get back to Stacy, there's also a great aunt or an aunt. There's another feminine energy other than her mother that's hanging around a whole lot too. That I don't know if it's hers or Chad's, but it's somebody that you would see almost as a mother figure that's hanging around a lot too, other than her mother, I think.
Oh, wow.
But the baby clearly sees them. And the baby's pretty gifted. They're going to have their hands full when their child is about the time she goes through puberty. She's really going to start knowing what she sees and understands and knows. Their little girl is very, very intuitive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You might want to get a hold of Stacy and teach her how to keep hold of that, or
it'll be fine. It will be fine. But they just need to know that she is very intuitive.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it comes from Stacy's side of the family. So somebody back in there, probably a great-grandmother, great or great-great-grandmother, was very intuitive.
All right, there's let's see. That's there you go, Miss Stacy. How about that? She said she does stare a lot and a lot at nothing, and just talks.
Yeah, she's talking to her grandmother and this other lady also.
Of course, Chad said, "Oh, great."
Listen, Chad brings so many home with him, but they just hang out and visit a while, and then they leave.
It's probably Mom and Chad's granny is what they're talking about.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah, because
Okay.
it's another lady that has a mother-like energy.
Let's see. I did have another question or another thing. Let's see. Boy, it goes so fast. Somebody just asked. Oh, guys, calm down. Calm down. I am not that fast, and it flips back on me. Let's see. I just seen one. Okay, there was one. I think you probably know, Miss Beth. There's a Tanya. There's a Tanya. Let me get her last name. Wow.
It's not Cornelis, is it?
I don't know which one it is. If I seen her last name, I know what she said, but I want to try to grab her last name. There, Elrod.
Oh, okay.
She said,
Tanya.
yeah, she said, do you have any messages for her?
Mother? From her mother?
From her mother?
I think what I'm understanding is that Tanya's going through a real, she's feeling the urge to purge, and her mother's encouraging her to do that, to let go of things that no longer serve her, physical and emotional, if that makes any sense. That, and you will get through this virus. Mom said that too. You will get through this.
Oh, wow.
But urge to purge was her mother's words.
Urge to purge. All right, guys.
To purge.
I know Amy.
Both emotionally and physically.
I'm sorry, Kim. We're trying to get Beverly. That's what the phone call is every time that she says, I got a phone call from me. That's it, trying to connect to her for some reason. It's really, really crazy. All right, Patti Rodriguez. Having issues in my house, wondering if it's family I have never met.
What was her name again?
Patti Rodriguez.
Patti Rodriguez. Patti Rodriguez has 4 entities in her home. When you go through the front door, there's one to the right, a kind of about a third of the way back to the back of the house, who doesn't even know they're there. You know, they don't know where they are, they don't see them, they don't hear them, but her family may feel them. But the person that's there is just kind of in limbo, lost. It would be really good if Patti could sit quietly, almost in meditation, and say, to the energy that is to the right of my front door, I think their name is Harold, to Harold, please look up. And I think that will help Harold make a connection that he needs to make so that he can get on out of there. She's got 3 others. One is an uncle. I don't know if it's her or someone else in her family's uncle. A burly, kind of broad-shouldered guy. He feels protective. Then she's got 2 others that are not family. That just, I don't know why they're hanging out there. It has to do with some building back behind them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But
wow.
the one really needs some help connecting. If she can just ask him to please look up, she'll feel when he leaves. She will realize that room feels clearer and less heavy once he leaves.
Oh,
He
really?
just doesn't know what's going on. It's kind of sad.
But he lost?
Not really lost. He's, I don't know what his deal is. He just seems kind of, maybe he's just so sad. But if she can get him to just look up He'll make a connection that he needs to make. So often entities that are earthbound, especially those who had who were introverted and or lonesome or lost in some way as a human, are often lost as a ghost as well. So sometimes they just need a little help. And if you can get them to look up, you can often get them to make a connection that they need, make an energetic connection.
Oh, wow. Well, this is amazing. I just love this. You had me at hello. All right, we'll go to another question. It was, whew.
I hope that was helpful for you.
I hope that was helpful for you, Patti. Oh, my goodness, girl. I didn't even know. All right, Misty Meese. Multiple spirits in our house.
Mm-hmm.
One does not like me. Any insight who they are?
I don't think it's that they don't like you. It's that you frustrate, that she frustrates them. They're trying to. What is the deal? It really feels like somebody that was in her life at an early stage, that left her life at an early stage, and liked to control things then and wants to control things now. It's just a very controlling entity. It's not that they don't like her, they just want to be in control. It feels feminine, but when they say feminine or masculine energy to me, that doesn't mean male or female, but generally it will mean a feminine energy with someone who was female when they were alive. This person feels like they just want to be in control. So it's not that they don't like her. They just want to make all her decisions and such for her. She needs to very vocally tell them that she doesn't need their help to get on out down the road, and she can do that. She's also got, I don't want to call it a portal in the back right corner of her yard, but she's got an area that a lot of people passed through when they were alive, and a lot of them pass through now that they've passed.
Would that be near the house or on back farther?
Looking at the front of the house, it would be in the back right corner of the property.
Oh my goodness freaking gracious. I've been over there to investigate, and that's got the biggest cold spot there is.
There's a bunch of people passing through there, tons of them. And I think they passed there. It probably had, it's probably a military path or it was an old shopping path, but a lot of people used to pass along through there, and they still are. So I wouldn't call it a portal, but I would call it a lot of leftover energy that still passes through there.
Just kind of like not a portal path, kind of.
Sort of.
Portal
time path, time loop thing.
A lot of residual, you said, that goes through there?
A lot of residual and a lot of not residual, because that's just an energetic path. Maybe it's a ley line, I don't know, but it's an energetic path.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, could well be a ley line.
I hope that helped out, Misty. All right, Laura Ann Mooney Torres. She asked, does anyone have a message or warning about either of my sons?
No warnings. What are the sons' two first? Well, no, that will take too much time if we do that. Let me just do this another way. What's her name again?
Laura Ann Mooney Torres.
Okay. Not warnings. Her eldest son is on a better path than her youngest son, than the younger one. The younger one needs a little more guidance. This person on the other side is telling me it feels like a great-grandmother, maybe. It could be a grandmother, but it feels more like a great-grandmother. It was somebody that was in her life. So it's not like such an old entity that she wouldn't know them. But the younger of the two sons she's discussing feels a little confused during this time or frustrated, and needs to learn how to deal with that frustration, if that makes any sense. They'll both be fine.
I hope that helped you, Laura. I kind of know some of the things that go on over there. Not much anymore because I stay so busy. All right, Kim McHammer. Is that right, Kim? I hope I got that right. Machamer. She asked, she does have spirits in her home. Uh, I do not know exactly what her question was, but I did see she asked what kind of spirits are in there and I guess what they want or how many they're in there. Sorry, Kim, I blew it for you. If you want to, we can skip that one, write it again real quick.
Yeah, that might be better because I
Yeah.
really wasn't getting a clear.
Yeah, give a definite answer or a definite question. Sorry, Kim. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I couldn't hold it on there quick enough. All right, Amy Mutter Hill. Any messages for her or Shane Hill?
For her or Shay?
Shane, S-H-A,
Shane.
Shane Hill.
Well, I will tell you that it's a little hard just to say any messages because we're constantly getting messages. If there is a specific message from a specific person, it's easier for me to hone in.
Okay.
But as far as a general message, I can tell her that one of her guides, I think she's feeling a little blue and a little confused right now. Not really depressed, but a little. Maybe it's the state of the world, I don't know. But one of her guides is telling her that she really, really, really needs to learn how to meditate and deep breathe to calm because she's empathic and so she's getting bombarded with a lot of other people's emotions and they would like for her to work on that, how to be an empath, how to settle herself, how to ground herself, how to meditate and listen to the messages that she picks up for others, if that makes any sense.
Does that help you out, Amy? I hope so. Yeah, and Laura said her youngest is very angry or not frustrated and confused right there.
Right, he's frustrated.
Kim McHammer, please rewrite what you asked, honey. I'm sorry. I know that you did. Faith Owsley. Faith Owsley, will Vicky be okay?
Vicky's got a path. And a fairly long path. Vicky will be okay, but it's going to take patience on some other people's parts, and it's going to take some faith on other people's parts, quite frankly, because Vicky's got some trouble on her path, but she'll be okay. But she does require some extra attention and faith in her.
This is awesome. I mean, I've had cold chills the whole freaking time. Oh my goodness! All right, guys, if I'm missing you, please rewrite it. I'm trying my best to keep up with you guys. Oh, I seen Emma on there. There. I want a message. See how fast Emma jumped on. I want a message if I can get one. I've had one by her before, and she is amazing. Okay, Emma G. I'll try to find your question. If not, keep writing. Keep writing. Because it's so hard for me to keep up. Amy Mutter Hill said, is that why she's been seeing crows?
That she has or Vicky has?
Amy Mutter Hill? Sorry, never mind. I jumped two questions into one. I confused everything.
Okay, I got you. Crows are messengers. They're obviously one of my favorites. And they are messengers, and they are kind of higher up in the animal spirit realm, if that makes any sense. They are messengers.
They are messengers, Amy.
They will talk to you.
All right, sorry. Now, Amy, there you go. And back to, did you answer the one, is Vicky going to be okay? Yeah, you did answer that one.
Yeah, we talked about Vicky.
Yeah, we talked. Now I'm
Vicky's-
getting confused.
Vicky's going to need that extra. I probably confused you too, but Vicky's going to need that extra faith in Vicky and attention.
Okay, yeah, my honey, she really don't have. All right, Catherine Sully, is my friend Chris. My friend Chris at peace.
It took Chris a little while to cross over. Because Chris wasn't at peace when he passed, or she, it feels masculine. But yes, the answer to that is yes.
All right, I hope that helped you out a whole lot. Like I said,
No one, let me put it this way, anyone who crosses over, who goes beyond the being grounded in death to actually crossing over to the afterlife is fine.
oh wow.
And at peace.
Okay, T.J. Shelton. I was asking about my grandfather, whose name was Varnell. Varnel. Varnell.
Okay. Has Varnell, well, see, I can't ask so many questions because we can't really communicate. I wanted to know if Varnell was gone 14 years or 14 months or 14 something. I was getting the number 14 where Varnell was concerned. I guess he just, Varnell's okay? Is that kind of the question?
I think that's
Or
what T.J.
message?
whose name was asking about my grandfather. A little more specific, T.J. Shelton, please, hon. Is he okay, or messages, or is there something that he wants to say to you, or anything like that, hon?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what that 14 is.
Okay.
And I don't understand what it is. I don't know. And of course I can't ask.
Right.
But Varnell is fine. I feel like Varnell had a fairly traumatic passing. But yeah, Varnell's fine. No, I'm not getting any messages.
No
really,
messages?
To be quite honest. I'm just getting the
Number
information that Varnell is fine, and the number 14 keeps playing in there. And sometimes if there's something they're trying to get through to me, and in this case it's the number 14, until I get that out of the way, I can't get the rest. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's like they keep pounding my head with 14 so that I can't hear whatever they're trying to say, but their guide tells me they're fine, that they had a difficult passing, but they're fine. And I don't know what that 14 is. If we could get it out of the way, we could probably find out more.
Okay, she just said he's been gone 16 years. I just feel him a lot. My youngest is turning 14.
There you go. Is that's then in that case, Varnell's probably discussing the youngest that's turning 14, and that's just an acknowledgement that I've got the right person then, the right soul. Varnell is actually very close to the child that's older than the 14-year-old one, and wants some special attention given to that child. Varnell says that that particular child is going through some frustration, and to give that one a little more attention. That's Varnell's message right now, and he loves everyone.
So
And happy day.
Sorry. I hope that helped you out a whole lot. Boy, this is a heck of an impact. I'm just chilling everywhere. All right, where you at? Danny W. Brock. Dane W. Brock. Any messages from my great granny?
There was some kind of mischief that took place with great granny that she's referring to, that there's a little guilt about, and she says, let go of that guilt. It was a joke. It was funny. It just didn't go over well at the time. I don't know what all that means. But it's kind of like to give Dane takes a little bit of guilt away for something that didn't go over so well with great granny. She's basically just saying, it was a joke, no problem, if that makes any sense. I have to explain that when they're on the other side, they're not chatty Cathys. They don't talk a whole lot. They talk about things that they think are important to us, or they talk about, they'll answer questions, but so many of the things that you think they would talk about, like, I didn't want my sister to get my house, those kinds of things, they don't care about, they don't talk about. So in this case, this great granny is talking about something that was done as a joke that didn't go over well, and there was some guilt left over from it to let it go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I hope that helped out, Dave. All right. You need a break?
And there's something that they used to have to eat at a family holiday that nobody's been cooking, and they should cook it.
Oh, wow.
Great granny says that too. I don't know what that means.
So I hope that helped out. Do you need to take you a big swig of water there, hon?
Probably.
All right, Jason Thompson. Hey, what's up, brother? I'm sorry I haven't hollered at you. It's been so fast. All right, Jason Thompson. Does my father, of whom I never met, have anything to say? His name is Reverend Walter Adger. And Dane said he knows exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, good. Dane. So Reverend Adger wasn't around, even though he was father, correct? And there were all kinds of reasons that was the case. Sometimes two people come together to create a child because that particular child, and I know some of the people who've had readings from me have heard this before, but that particular child required that specific DNA to be the person that they are now. So Reverend Edgar's DNA was required to make that child the person they are now, but to have been in their life was not necessary or particularly good. So, in other words, it's a hard subject to discuss publicly because it's such an emotional thing for someone who didn't have their parent in their life.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was for the better.
And from what I know about Jason Thompson, he's a great guy. Love him to death.
The DNA was needed, but not the relationship.
I hope that helped out, Jason, buddy.
I know that doesn't make a lot of sense now, but we are the people we are in a lot of ways for a lot of reasons, but one of those is the DNA that we collect. And it just wouldn't have been good if he'd been in his life.
It's so heartwarming and touching and stuff like that when we do this. It's amazing to me. All right, Jade. Oh my goodness. Jade Therese Norris. My grandfather Ray. Any messages?
I keep getting the number 7 with Grandfather Ray. I don't know if he's been gone 7 years, 7 months, 7 kids. I don't know what that is. A lot of times they give me that number to tie in. Grandfather Ray wants her to understand that in about 13 months, some really amazing things are going to happen, and just to be patient and hang in there until then.
Oh, wow.
I know there's some things that she's working on, some ideas she has, some goals she wants to get to, but she's frustrated, and he said, just hang in there, it's coming. And will start showing itself in about 13 months.
I'm going to tell you guys, Miss Beverly will probably get off and read over some of the comments and stuff. That's just how that's the kind of person she is. That way she doesn't like, I don't know if we missed anybody or not. If we have missed anybody, I really deeply apologize. But we are rolling along here and doing some things that have got me so amazed. and I've been stunned from the word go. Just like I said, I had you had me at hello. Okay, Jennifer York. Okay, where did that go? I need that one. Oh, where'd it go? Bear with me because I need that one.
Oh,
Where'd it go?
there's a Jonathan out there somewhere.
Oh, here we go.
Still trying to get through. If anybody's waiting for a message from Jonathan.
Jonathan. Okay, Jennifer York. My friend's son has been missing since 2014. Will he be found?
I would have to know his name.
Okay.
I would have to know his name. That's one that I probably need to discuss with her personally, and I will if she'll message me on Facebook and remind me.
Okay.
That's one that I can get the young man's name and see if I can understand more, but I think that's too much for one answer.
Okay.
But she's welcome to message me on Facebook and remind me.
What's your Facebook?
It's just Bevrely McChesney.
Bevrely McChesney on Facebook. And I see my brother's on there. His name's, Jennifer, just messenger on Facebook. It would be probably a little better for you and her.
Mm-hmm. And I need to know, I need to know the young man's name.
His name's Clayton.
I would need to know a full name. And,
okay.
So I can tie into his guides and see what's going on.
Okay. All right, Eric Murphy. What are my guides trying to tell me?
We don't have all night. The first thing they're trying to tell you is to have a little more faith in yourself. You second guess yourself a whole lot, and they're like, "We're over that." We're go with your gut because you are intuitive. You do get thoughts and feelings that you need to pay attention to. So I think the number one message that they have for them is to have a little more faith in himself.
A little more faith.
He'll get a lot more information for himself if he'll just believe what he hears and knows and thinks and quit second guessing or undermining himself.
All right. I hope that helped out, guys. If not, you all can contact her and we'll give her information and I'll get links and stuff and put them up. Kara Blythe, is there a spirit attached to me?
There are spirits around Tara. There are 11 right now.
Kara.
Kara, okay. Is there a Tara on there somewhere? Anyway, Kara, there's showing me 11 entities around you right now. 6 of those are guardians. 2 of those are recent past members. And the rest are just hanging out because for some reason you've been calling them in. I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know if you've been experimenting with your psychic self or doing something where you're connecting more to the universe, but you're calling them in. And that is sometimes a good thing and sometimes not such a good thing. It's good to call in your guardians. It's good to talk to your family members, and maybe it's the energy and the light that you're putting out, but some work you're doing is attracting a lot of entities. I wouldn't call them, they're not attached. They're simply hanging out.
Oh, wow.
And I think the guardians and the family members are kind of keeping the others at bay. She needs to say, the only ones welcome here are those of love and light. The only ones welcome to be around me are those of love and light. And 1 or 2 in particular that are kind of hanging around her will get on out of there.
Love and light, Kara. All right,
people don't understand that we can tell things hanging around us. We can tell ghosts or entities that they have to leave, and they don't have much choice.
That's true, guys. You all are more stronger, so you can do it. I did get Kim McHammer's thing. Sorry, Kim, it's been so long I almost forgot. I'd like to know if some spirits that were here had left, and if any new ones had come through a portal here in her home.
It's pretty much the same except for one. Now, coming through the portal, a lot come through there, but they go on out. They just pass through. But there is one that was hanging out that's gone, that there's another hanging out now that is an elderly woman who's grumpy. So if you're feeling grumpy or feeling particularly fussy, you might ask her to get on out. I feel like her name is Evelyn.
Yep. Oh my! Do you feel like it's a family member?
I'm not getting a strong feeling that way.
Okay. I was about to poo-poo my pants, girl. All right, guys. I see you all popping up some things, and I know some of you have done about. What was that name that you was looking for?
There's a Jonathan trying to talk to someone.
Jonathan.
And Jonathan spells it differently. It's a different spelling of Jonathan.
Okay. There's Jen E. Brock. What do my guides want me to know? Is one of my guides Robert?
I don't think a guide is Robert. I think there might be a guardian Robert. We've got guides and guardians and all kinds of things, and they're not all with us all the time. They kind of come and go as depending on what's going on in our lives. So I'm not really picking up much other than that. Do you still have that, the way they asked their question, where you could say it again?
Okay, I could. What do my guides want me to know?
And is one of them Robert? But Robert's more of a guardian.
Robert's more of a guardian.
The guides want us to know a lot of things, but the primary thing they want us all to know, not just one person, they want us all to know to talk to them. Tell them what we need. Tell them what we require. Tell them what we want to bring into our lives. The universe is out there to help us manifest. And words and thoughts are manifest. But if we can tell those who are around us to help us what it is we need help with, we're more likely to get it quicker, if that makes any sense. There's been some work going on by this person, but they need to understand it more. They, the universe, needs to understand what they're trying to accomplish. It's like when somebody says, are there any messages? There's so many messages.
Right.
That that's pretty much that.
You want to try to narrow it down to something specific.
Yeah. It's because, I mean, we're getting bombarded with messages constantly.
Right.
You know, things trying to get us out if we'll listen.
Yeah. That's the thing, I think, where a lot of people grow up and don't listen anymore and, you know,
Exactly.
And just move about, you know, their merry way.
A bunch of zombies.
Pretty much. Become work robots.
Yep, pretty much.
There is one question that I want to ask. My brother asked me to ask. Mm-hmm. He asked me if my father or my dad and my mom are together.
What's your dad's first name?
Raymond.
Raymond, okay. And what is your mom's first name?
Suzanne.
Has Suzanne been gone for some time?
It's been a while.
Yes. To answer the question, they are together. Even it's funny how often divorced couples are together on the other side.
How'd you even know they were divorced?
They just told me to say that, so so yes, they are together on the other side.
That's good, but we were thinking about, my dad passed recently, and we're thinking about having a funeral for him down in Camp Nelson, I think is what it is.
Right. Camp Nelson's a wonderful place.
And we're going to put his ashes and her ashes together.
I think that's good because they are together on the other side, and is there did he have something of hers even though they had divorced that he kind of held on to?
My brother would probably know more about that.
It was something little that he held on to of hers. And if it doesn't mean a lot to you all, put it in there too. It's something little. It's not jewelry or anything like that. It's some little keepsake. And that he wants her to have again. It's it's not anything of value. It's something emotional. It almost feels like something written. But anyway, if your brother knows what that is,
I'll check into it.
It would be nice. He would like her to have it again.
Oh, did we get interrupted? They're saying
I don't
interrupted,
think so.
but everything's
Still yeah. I'm here.
She's here, I'm here, but I'm going to tell you what, guys, we have ran over a little bit on our hour. We have had such a blast. I apologize to everybody if we did not get to your questions or where Miss Beverly can answer, but you can contact her through Facebook, Bevrely McChesney. She does have websites out there. I will grab a hold of them and I will post them for you guys.
Website is BevrelyMcChesney.com.
Website BevrelyMcChesney.com.
I'm not really doing a lot of readings right now. I don't know why. I think it's just a good time for us all to rest and reflect and to understand that it's important for us to think for ourselves right now. It's important for us to not just believe everything we hear it's like right now they really want us to think through our own issues, think through our own problems, and come to our own answers despite what the rest of the world thinks. They want us to use our guts and our hearts instead of our heads right now.
Exactly.
So I've not been doing a lot of readings just because I think I'm going through my own growth and things right now, and I'm learning how to discern some things differently. So I will be doing them again sometime soon.
Well, like you said, you need that break too. And everybody's telling you thank you on here for...
Thank them very much. I just listen. I just listen to what they hear. I don't do anything. I just pass on the messages. And so just thank those angels and guides and guardians and masters and entities for bringing those messages through to us clearly and for hopefully telling us what we need to hear. Thank you, Shane, for
thank you.
This platform tonight to play with.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to bring you back, but this time we are actually going to have you on video, if you don't mind that.
Sure, I don't. I'm thrilled.
I'm going to nail down this, man. I mean, between 2 or 3 websites, I am having a fit that as you all can see, I've been pulling my hair out tonight.
One of my companies, we own shows. Mama Ruby's owns the Spirit of Light Festival, Full Moon Sisters Bazaar, lots of things, and I'm pulling my hair out right now because we're trying to figure what to do in this time of quarantine on all those. So I think we'll be doing more online things to keep the connections going.
Sorry, Miss Beverly. If you all haven't been to one of the Mama Ruby show, Spirit of Light festivals and stuff like that, you are missing out. They are great. Same with the Mystical Market. It's awesome.
It's perfect. I love the market, and I miss it terribly.
And I don't have any kind of ability. Well,
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
The spirit mechanics try to get me to open up, but I don't know. It just... But I guess I need to really, if I'd slow down, I'd probably be better.
It's some of those old belief systems.
Yeah.
Let those go, and you'll be amazed at you're very good at, I don't know if you know it yet or not, but you're very good at helping other people cross over.
I am?
You are. I know you do ghost hunts, and I know you connect, but you actually will be growing, you'll be expanding and growing into someone who can help those entities pass.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
and
Miss
a lot
Beverly.
of that is getting them to look up.
I remember you telling me that one time. And hopefully that soul did look up.
think they did.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't think she's around here. Of course,
But
Shay
get ready because you've got some of those opportunities coming up, and
Right.
if you'll listen, they'll tell you how to do it.
Okay, that's what I
And the
need.
spirit mechanics can help you too.
Well, they said I was a medic or medical.
Intuitive.
I think so. I don't know what I am, but I'm
You've got
still black. I'm still Jabberjaw. Now you see why I can sit down and talk to Miss Beverly all night long. I mean, I could. I could
well,
listen
one
to
of
her.
these days we'll just do a marathon.
That's what we need to do.
We'll
But I
do a
love you.
marathon.
I love it. And Miss Beverly, we will have you back, and I'll have this thing nailed down to where we're going to have everything on. We can see you, hear you. Of course, we can hear you tonight, but everybody would probably love to see you.
Well,
And
thanks. I've been able to see myself all night. I've just not been able to see anyone else.
I'm so sorry. But I'll tell you
And they
what,
could have,
guys. We're about
it's a
30.
shame because they could have seen the haircut that Jim gave me.
And you didn't have to worry about that hat.
No, I didn't have to worry about the hat. Thank you all very
Thank you
much.
so much, guys. I love you. Stay safe out there. Keep your distance. Do your social distance. And always and forever, stay spooky, my friends.